Hello people, here is a quick video on expanding brackets and factorising with brackets. So usually in your rule of order, if I had something like 3 lots of 4 plus 5, the order of operation, rule of order, BIMDAS, says that we do the brackets first. Right, so that's the same as 3 lots of 9, which is 27. But there is this distributive law, I think that's what it's called, that tells you that if you multiply 3 by each of those terms in the bracket, you're going to get the same answer. So we'll do it this way. 3 times 4 is 12. And then you add 3 times 5, which is 15. And that equals 27 also. So you get the same answer. Now, using that system, we can do questions like, let's get rid of that one, like this one. So even though we can't add up what's in the brackets to do it this way, we can distribute the factor of 3 to both of those terms within the bracket and go do this. So we can go 3 lots of x equals 3x. And then we can add 3 lots of 2, which is 6. You can have negative numbers outside the brackets. Negative 4 lots of x minus 3. Negative 4 times x. You still have to be able to multiply here, but we've got negative 4x. And then you've got negative 4 times negative 3. Now, don't ask me, is this take away 3? This is one of your terms. Okay? It's take away 3, it's negative 3, it's both, it's the same thing. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Right. So whatever's outside the bracket, you multiply by both of the things that's in the bracket. Now, just one more thing before we move on. If I've got all of that, right, I'm going to do this whole thing twice. I'm going to go starting with x. I'm going to go x times both things. So that's x times x. We've got x times 4. Then we're going to move to the 2 and we're going to go 2 times x. And then we're going to go 2 times 4. And then, of course, we're going to simplify this by collecting like terms. Those two are like terms. So 4x plus another 2x is 6x, and plus 8 on the end, because we can't count up x's and just plain old numbers. Okay, I'm going to clear that, and we're going to look at going back the other way, putting things back into brackets, which is called factorising. So you can expand brackets to for some purposes, and other times you want to simplify and you want to put things back, you want to factorise. So the same as when you're adding fractions, the same as when we're dividing fractions and things, I've shown you to factorise your numbers. So we're looking at the two terms here, 10x and 15, and we're saying what factors do they have in common. So what you could do as an in-between step is factorise them. 10x is 2 times 5 times x. That's 10, and 15 is 3 times 5. And I can see right here a common factor. So I'm going to put 5 which is the common factor outside of the brackets. And I'm going to say to myself, how many 5s in 10x? Well, look, I already know how many. There are 2x there. And how many 5s in 15? There it is. There are 3 5s in 15. Okay, so now you've got that back in the brackets. And if I wanted to expand it out again, that's 10x. And that's 15. And then x plus 15. So I went from this, put it back into brackets, took it back out again. They're the same thing. They equal the same thing. I can prove they equal the same thing. Let's give x a value. Let's give x a value of 3. 5 lots of 2 3s plus 3. 5 lots of 2 3s, that's 6. 5 lots of 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3, that's 9. 5 lots of 9 is 45. Did I say x is 3? 10 3s are 30 plus 15 is 45. So written this way or written this way, they are exactly the same thing. I'm going to rub that mess off and do a couple more sums. All right, here's 3 examples for you. I can factorize 9 and 6x and tell you what all the parts are. But if you look hard at those, you'll see something that goes into both of those terms. And I see a factor of 3 in both of those. I want to draw all over it. It's messy. So I'm going to put a factor of 3 here. And then in the bracket, I need how many 3s to make 9? That would be 3 3s. How many 3s to make 6x? And 3 times what is 6x? Well, 3 2s are 6, and also that's x. So 3 lots of 2x. So 2x plus 2x plus 2x, that's 6x. And then if I expanded it out, I'd get 3 3s are 9, and I'd get 3 lots of 2x is 6x. What goes into 16x and also into 4? Well, 2 does, but you want to pull out the highest common factor. To factorize, you need to take out the highest factor, which I think might be 4. So 4 goes into 16x. Let's see, 4 4s are 16. 4x times 4 is 16x. What times 4 gives you 4? Well, that would be 4 times 1. So there we go. We've got 16. 4 times 4x is 16x. And 4 times 1 is 4. And here's a hard one for the smarty pantsers. Let's actually factorize this. So 4x is 2 times 2 times x. That's that factorized. And this factorized is 3 times 2, that's 6 times 2. Oh, times x times x. What do you see in common? Well, I see a 2. There it is. I see another 2. There it is. Oh, I made this even harder than I meant to. And I see an x there, and there it is. So the answer is common factor on the outside, which is 2 times 2 times x. So that would be 4x. Outside the bracket, how many 4x's do we have over here? Well, we have one of them. And how many 4x's do we have here? Well, I can tell you how many, because it's what's left over. 3x. And now we can expand that out, and we will end up with this, which we have on the left-hand side. So just quickly, let's do that. 4x times 1 is 4x. There it is there. 4x times 3x is 12x squared, and there it is there. So you're taking out the common factor, putting it in front of the brackets, and then in the brackets, for each term, you're saying how many of that factor, or what would I multiply that factor by? And you can factorize like we've done down here, so that you can be very sure of what the common factor is and what's left over. Okay, good luck with that and keep learning.